you can write that is the fine right now. So you can, if you want to change this position, you can write it here. That is 50. Yeah, you're in the right place. Okay, I will use this on this also. Just I want this like you can see here also the same problem. If there is any problem like this, just you can take this and just drag a little bit and you can move it to this line. You can see this. I want to change this value 9,000. Okay, and press enter. You find. I'll change this value also little bit. I want this just 50 mm from this wall. To select this wall and I can this you can see here. This is at this outer surface. So I drag it and put it to the inner surface and press here and it's 050. Okay, fine. Let's do it the same for this also. Okay, so you can just put it here 50%. Okay, so you can see here, you can just manage all the grid side now for using this commands. This is very easy, but you have to practice a little bit and you are very good in this. And this is very important to doing a wall as well as in grids. I show you grids here. In the back sector, I show you how you can use that in walls also. So this is the nice way to doing the work. So I hope this lecture is understandable for you. So thank you so much for watching this. Hello everyone. In this movie, we are talking about adding columns. In this movie, we will add some columns to our building layout. Layout has two different kinds of columns that we can use. There is architecture column and the second one is structure column. The both are using in this movie. The architecture column is sort of a simple version of column. You can either use in your project. I like to use both of the column. I like to use the architect column as the column in inclusion. So to a finished material like the drywall or whatever else might be wrapping around the structure. And then, of course, I use the structure column for generally the structure material like steel, concrete, holding up to the building. So I'm using here, you can see that here in the architecture tab, there is in the ribbon bar, there is an option here that is a column. Here just near the column like a wall. Here one arrow below this column, you can click this arrow. When you click this arrow, you find there are two options shown here. First one is structure column and the second one is column architecture. So I will start with the column architecture. So just click column architecture and then you find that in the properties panel, the rectangle column of size 475 by 600 mm are shown here. If you want to change the column size, so you can see that there are three sizes that are shown here. You can choose any one. Now, if you want to edit the column type, so you can go to the edit type here and you can see the depth of the column that is 610 mm and the width that is 610 also. So you can change this also if you want. I don't want to change this any one of the dimensions here. So I just cancel. Okay. So now if you go to the zoom command, you can take this zoom. Okay. You can zoom a little bit and you can see this is a column. Okay. Just press Ctrl Z because it's fixed on outside. Okay. Now this is a column. You can see here. Okay. Just zoom a little bit more and then fix your column like this. This is a column that I fixed here. You can fix according to your comfort where you want. I want one column here And here, from here, now you can see I use the column. I have to move this column to the inner side because it's going to the outer side. Select this and press delete button and go to the column here, architecture column. Then you use this. Okay. So here you can use according to your way you want the column. Okay. So now you find that the column are placed in the right direction. Now you can see this in this panel. Just press escape one time. And you see this, the constant is written here. This moves with grids. Okay. So whenever you select any of the column and you move it from one place to another. Okay. Okay, suppose this grid, I select this grid. When I move this grid, so you can see the column is also moving along with the grid. So that is the option that are shown here. And the constant in the properties panel I showed you there. That whenever you use this, like go to the architecture column and you can see here, this move with grids. When you uncheck this box, then you find that when you move this, there is only column. Suppose if you want to move the grid or you move the column, so the one of the things that will be moving. Okay. Here, move with you, just uncheck this box. And you can move. So it will move without the column. Fine. So this is one of the functions that Revit shows the option what you want. Just press Ctrl Z few times. Okay. To regain its position at the right position. Or you can do from here you can use undo and redo button. These two options also at the front of and the top of the column. And you can use one more thing and you see this arrow here. If you press this arrow, so you can see this, there's some option here. Whenever you click it, it goes to that command. That is your previous command that already used. The same option find in the redo also. This is the way of fast work. Now, notice one thing here. Hey, when you go to the zoom and you find the Revit automatically begin its shape to this wall. When you place the column, it's already cut all the parts that are needed to cut here and it's the edge position like a column. You can see here. In every part, every begin its position. Okay, so this is the best function of Revit. This is all about the rectangular column. This is the rectangular architectural column that are mostly used in the architecture projects. So whenever you feel you think you need an architecture column, you take this option, or you want the structure column. Most of the structural engineers needs the structure column. So how can we provide a structure column? Okay. So the same option here, just go to the column, here just in column, you find the structure column. You can click structure column. The shape of a structure column, you can see this eye. This is the shape of a structure column. That is an indication that used by the engineers. So when you click the structure column, then you find in the properties panel this structure column that is already here. And you can see their properties if it is comfortable to you. So you can use this column. Otherwise, you can go to the load family and you can use another column according to you. So I want to show you here only. So I can use this column. If you want any edits here, this is the parameters that are shown here. So whatever things you want to edit, you can edit it also. So I want anything in this editing anything in this column, just place it at the right place and how it's placed. You can see here. It's very difficult to zoom and go to the one of the column and then use this column. So for this, there's one option that you can see here at the right corner. This is a very simple, you can see it at the modify panel. In the modify panel, you get the two options that shows you can easily place the column in just in a one click. Here you can see there it's give you the option of add grades. If you choose this option, then we can put the column at the grid. You know, the intersection that all the columns are automatically shown after choosing this one. Or you can choose one thing that is add column. I will choose add column because I use the architecture column already. So I want to put this structure column into the architecture column. So you have to do one thing here. Just select this option add columns. Okay. When you select this option add columns, then you find just all the option. Okay. Before that, do one thing. Just press Ctrl Z. Just press Ctrl Z and then go to the structure column. Fine. Here you can see one thing in the option bar. That is the um, depth and the here that is the unconnected shown here. Okay. So before using this still column, still structure column, so you can go for the depth to height first. Okay, and you can show the heights where you want height. Level 1 to level 2. I'm using this structure at level 1, so I'm going to the level 2. Okay, or if you want to the low roof, so you can go to the low roof. Or according to you, if you have more levels, so you can use more levels, or you can provide the values also according to you. What projects are going on, you can use according to your comforts. Yes, I want to use this from level 1 to level 2. So I press level 2 here. Okay. Then add columns. And then you can just do one thing. Just click and drag this and select all the columns are selected. Okay. You can see here it's already shown in this column. All the columns are structure columns are automatically shown. Fine. Be careful that columns are used in this grades only, or it's right in a right position. You can't place a column to the outside. In the Revit architecture, it's not see the volume. But if you're using any of the software like Revit structure, if you go to the structure panel and then you use the structure column to the outside, so it will say you the warning that it is not right way to use. So Revit always provide the instruction that whenever you do something unique or you do something wrong, it's always show you the indication that it's going wrong to you as per design. So it's a very so you can go do one thing. Just you can see here, you go here, and you can see there finish button. You can click it finish button, and then it's already up. You can see here all the columns are at the right place just in a one click. Okay, so just escape one time, so you are out of the command. One thing more, if you want to select this column and want this flip because you don't want because this is a square column. Okay, it's 610 and 610 both the sides. Okay, so if you want to change this structure column rotation, so how can you change? You can do one thing, just select and here to this option here. This is a flip option. You can choose this option or you can just press space bar. Then you press the space bar. You can see it just change in a other direction. You change where you want. So you can use this flip space or you can use that sign that I showed you. So this is my column. Here you see it's properly precision and in just a few minutes. So it is the best way to use the column. And I want to use both of the columns. So I provide you debate how you use both of the column in just a few minutes. So this is our lecture of column. I hope you guys understand this. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are talking about the basics of wall. Wall are perhaps most building component in any project. Simply, one of the first object master learn interview. Walls are many seconds while you are drawing, then and even editing in Revit are very important. We look some basics setting of wall and comfortable with their uses. Now I have empty file open here and it has few levels. You can see that there are 4 levels. If you go to the south elevation, you will find there are 4 levels created here in this floor and ceiling plan. In ceiling plan also there are 4 levels. Okay, so just start the floor. When you go to the floor plan level 1, then when you draw a wall, you have to go to the floor plan level 1. In the floor plan level 1, just go to the architecture tab and click wall. Or you can use that shortcut that is WA. After using WA, you can see that you are in wall command. Okay, so for at the below command side, you can see that there is one information given here. Click to enter wall start point. When you start a point or create any wall, you need 2 points. Suppose I click 1 point here and the second point here. And now when you go to the modify tab, then you are out of the command. But when you click just escape one time, then you are already in wall command. But you can use that wall to the another side. But you are not out of the command. Right? You can see here, when you draw a wall, just click 1 point here. Then you find that the dimensions, template dimensions are also shown. That is, I use my unit in mm. So this is the temporary dimension. And you can see when we proceed to the left to right directions, then horizontal is written. So it indicates that the line is in horizontal direction. When you go here, then it's vertical written here. So it indicates that the line is in vertical direction. When you put it in inclined plane, then you see that there are dimensions that are shown, that is 20 degree. This is 45 degree. So you can use that according to your comforts. Fine. So if you want, you can just use this like this one, like this, and this. Fine. So this is, you can create a wall. You can see you are still in this command. If you want to go out of the command, go to the modify panel, or you can click modify, or you can press escape button 2 times. Okay. So here, this is the wall I created, and when you click it, then this is a basic wall. Generic 200 that is written. This is the properties panel. Here, this is the properties panel. Now, one more thing I want to add right now. Just go to the wall command. Okay. Then you see this draw box. In draw box, you can use this draw box according to your shapes. When I want the rectangle one, so I choose this rectangle and rectangle shape, and I can use this like this. Okay. This is the rectangle. Here, when you come here, this is inscribed polygon. When you use this inscribed polygon, then you can see here in option bar. In option bar, you can see this modify place wall heights and unconnected. Then wall center line, and then this is size. If you want the 5 size, you have to describe here 5, or you want 6, or you want whatever the size, how many sides you want, you have to put the values here. Suppose I put 5 here. So I can use this, like, this is my polygon. Right? There are several numbers of things that is circumference polygon, and this is circle. If you want the circle, you can use it like this. And you notice here, when you escape 2 times, then you will see that this will made up of 2 walls. This is a wall command, so that's why it is made up of 2 walls. You can see after clicking this, right? Then here, I want to describe more about this start and radius arc in AutoCAD that is totally different. But here, it's first at one point, and then second point, and it then you can use the degree that you want for this arc. You can use it like this. Okay, just press escape one time. So you are just remove the chain of the command. When you press escape one more time, you are out of the command. Right? So like this you can use, and after that there are more commands, current ends, center ends, and there's marks here, and you can I use this time to drop your wall command, right? We'll discuss later for the deep. And now, when you use the wall command, then you find that the chain are formed here. The chain are formed. So this chain, you can see, this is because the chain option that is on, and you use that, you can see this is chain option that is on here. So it will Revit in this Revit. The Revit takes the wall as a chain, and it will continue if you are not breaking in between. If you disconnect this box, then whenever you just press, there is one wall that is created and that is not chain. You find that you have to click here one more time to use that, and then one more time to use that. If you don't want to use the check, so you can remove it, or you want to use this song, you can check it and use like this in one click only. Right. So this is the commands that I use here. Now I want to delete it. So what I want you to do, just make a dash box. This is a dash box. Then you find that there's 36 common words that are selected right now. Okay, if I go to delete, it will oh, delete all. Okay, when I go to control Z here to undo, and then I go here for this command. Then you said, see the 38 command that is used. If you want to filter, because I don't want to delete this elevation, so you go to the filter panel and click elevation and views as unchecked, and then you want to delete walls, so you can check, you can use this filter panel, walls, and you can apply. Okay, okay, then you press delete. Then you see there is only wall that are deleted. Fine. So this is very important. One more thing I want to add here. When you create a wall, suppose take the wall command WA, then you see in the when you create any wall like this, then if you go to the properties panel here, then you see the base constraint and the top constraint. The base constraint is in level 1 because you are creating a wall in level 1, and top constraint that is unconnected, it is goes to the 8000 mm. Fine. Suppose I'll create one more wall here. Okay. Now this time the base constraint is level 1. I want top constraint. When you go to the top constraint or you can change the unconnected length. Yeah, that is the height here. If you want to change the height to 7,000, you can press 7,000. You can press enter. Again, you create one more wall, escape one time, then you come here and go to the top constraint at properties panel, and then go to when you click this in unconnected here, then you find there are 4 levels here up to level 1. Because the wall started to level 1, you didn't use that panel, it is level 1. Okay, so you have to use here up to level 2, up to level 3, or up to level 4. I want to use this wall up to level 2, or I can apply it on it. Okay, so this is up to level 2. I get one more wall here from this side, and the press escape one time, and this time I'll go up to level uh, 4. Fine. So you can see here, I use this wall is 8,000 mm height. This wall 7,000. This is like up to level 3, and this is up to level 4. And now when you go to the elevation panel and click south elevation, then you will find here, here you can see here the elevation. We use the distance that is very far. That's why these elevations are these are not in other elevations. You can use this like my previous lectures. You can click here. Okay, the lock. Make sure the lock is on. So then use this circle panel and stretch it like this, like this. You can stretch it. I can find it here that this wall that I created first, this level 1 to level 2, and here this is 7,000, this is 8,000, and this is the difference, different levels, right? You say, go to the north panel also, find the same thing, okay? This is the wall of level 1, this is the wall that I created, that is of 7,000, this wall is of 8,000, and this wall is also at 8,000. When you go here or to the top constant and here to the level 4, you can see it will comes where it's level 4. Okay, so this is all about the use of level. I also recommend you to use this as a levels, so it will really benefits for you. You can see one more thing. When you click the level 4, how do you want to move this level? Then this wall is also moved because this is attached to level 1. Okay, level 4. On here, when you want to move this level 1, then also you find, suppose I use that for 4,000, then you find the level, this wall is also move to its level. But when you use this change the elevation here, these two walls are not affected because these are the unconnected walls with levels. These are the levels that 1,000 is 1,000, 8,000, and it will remain same. If you change the levels also, then it will not affect it. But when you change the levels, the size of this one affected because it is attached to levels. So this is very important in a top constraint. In a properties panel top constraint, if you use the levels for top constraint, then it will be very effective when you change some levels of the projects. Okay, so this is the basics of constraint and top constraint that is a very important role while doing some project. So this is all about the basics of wall, and in the next chapter we'll more discuss about this. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. In this lecture we are discussing about wall properties and their types. So in this movie, I'm going more deeper. Some of the settings are available with the wall. I'm going to start out talking about how you can actually display more details within the walls themselves. So what I have on the screen here right now, this is a wall. And you can see there at the left corner, there's one rectangle box that are shown here. When you click it, then the three options are shown. The first one is coarse, the second is medium, and third one is fine. You can see the details of this wall are not shown here because this is right now I'm coarse detail. If you want the medium, then you find the details that are from here. If you go to the fine option also, then also you get the details. Right? So let's start our topic, that is the wall properties. Here you can see in the last lecture I was discussed about the base constant, top constant, and unconnected, that is height. Okay, so I discussed about that. But what about the location line? In this lecture, I am talking about the location line because this is the most important properties in our panel. Here we can see the basic wall exterior that is made up of concrete masonry unit. Fine, that is the full form of CMU that written here. Okay, so here you can see in this wall there are some layers that are used. The first layer that I use here, this one is brick layer. The second one, that is the air gap. The third one, that is insulation. And this one is the masonry. And the last, that is dry and finish work. Finish it layer. Okay. So this is the uh, some of the layers that are used here. And you can see here certain finished face exterior. This is exterior face. You can see here. And here this is finished face interior. And the more core center line, every wall have some core. So here it's core center line that is made up of masonry that I indicate here for orange. Okay. So this is the all about the layers of wall. And here when you go to the properties panel, you can see this is wall, that is wall center line that's shown here. Okay, so these are the in a wall there are lots of different types of walls. You can see here there are lots of different types of walls. I'm discussing about one of the exterior wall, and there are components here. What are the components that are used here in the details of this wall? Okay, now when I go to the wall type here, I'll describe about the wall types, how many types of walls that are used. Okay, you can see here how when you flip the wall or when you use the another locations of this wall, so how the dimensions of the wall are affected and what makes its difference when you use this in project. Because when you use this in project, it is very important that your location line should be correct so that their dimensions are not changed. Because when you use the wall and you use the location wrong location, so it will be affect your dimensions also. Okay, fine. So let's start it. You can see here, these are the wall. This is, let's check it first. It is in medium right now. Okay, so there are layers that are seen here. The dimension of this wall is 6800, and the horizontal dimension of this wall is 8700, and this is a rectangle wall. Okay, then you click it here. Then you find it at the location line. The wall is at center line. Okay, location line is center line. When the location line is at center line, you can see when you flip it, the dimension is 8700 and 6800. Okay, and you flip it here, where the location line is center line. When you flip it, there is no difference in this dimension. Okay, so every wall whenever you use, if you don't want any uh, difference in your panel, so you can use it by center line, so it will not affect your wall dimensions. Okay, but when you go here, Just use this wall and go to the location line, wall center line, and click it and go to the core center line. Okay. Then you flip it, you can find when you use the core center line, then you find that this is the core center line at this list, and this is the dimension that is changed here 6987. This means the dimension that's changed here. Fine. Or you use that like you select this and you change it like core face that is exterior. Okay. Then you find if you flip it to core face to the interior, then you can see the dimensions are changed. You can see this is 8700. When I flip it here, you can see this is 8706. Okay, or suppose one more time you see it, just core face interior, then you flip it, times. You can see 73868 the dimensions are changed. So this is very important in this wall details or a wall types. Whenever you use your core face should be wall center line so it will not affect your dimension. Or you use the thickness or you change the thickness or change the exterior face or interior face of the wall. You can find a difference. Suppose one more thing I want to add up right now. Just I want to change this wall type. So suppose this is generic 200 wall. So then you find the dimensions is already changed, that is 727. Okay. So whenever the wall types are changed, the dimension will affect. So it's very important to use this as a see that properly so that your project will be fine. Okay. Now one more thing I want to talk about here, how you edit these components. Suppose I don't want the air space or any of the component that is not necessary for my wall. How can I change it? How can I change the thickness and all? So you have to just select this wall or you can select any one. Okay, go to the edit type here and the properties panel. When you go to the edit type, then you see the family name here, basic wall. The types that are found, that is the name of the types of this wall, that is Greek on CME. And then you go to the structure panel. If you want to edit the structure, go to the edit. Then you find there are some layers that are found here. You can see layers, this is found. And you can see here, these are the materials, that is finished material that is used for masonry. Thermal layer, this is thermal layer that I use. Or if you want to, now in this layers, if you want to add any layers, you can add it, but insert option, or you can delete any layers, you can delete it by this delete option. How can you delete or insert it? Just suppose I don't want the thermal air insulation. So I just click this third layer thermal air insulation and delete it. Okay. Now I see that thermal layer that are not shown here. I want to delete this thermal layer also. You can go and delete it. Okay. But you can see one more thing. When I go to the finish here, finish panels, finish one masonry, then I use this or this structure masonry, then it will not delete because this wall have basics core that is the masonry. If I delete that masonry, it's not the wall is not exist. So how can we delete the masonry in this panel? So I hope this is all understandable for you, and you can go to OK and apply and then OK. Then you see that there that change. Okay, you can see their insulation here, air insulation here are not there right now. Fine. So this is all very important when you use this wall. So be careful what they need and how can you use that. So this is all about basics and the properties of this walls. I discuss here. Next section, we'll talk about more about this. Thanks for watching.